Like so many others, you want to become a composer or a sound designer or both, and you want to work in the video games industry. The problem you're facing right now is probably that you just don't know where to start. Of course, that feeling, it can feel like a daunting one, and that's why I want to share some of my advice on getting started as a video game composer or a video game sound designer without all of it feeling like just too much information. I actually want to break these videos into more bite-sized versions of the topics I want to cover, and that actually will give you guys a bit of time, hopefully as well, to leave some comments below and just any questions that you have that you want to give to us that we may be able to answer. I'm Chris from Hyperduck Soundworks, as you may have guessed at this point, and I am a full-time composer and sound designer, primarily within the video games industry, and I have been for over a decade now. I work alongside my friend and work partner, Dan McCullough, and we've made some music and sound for some incredible projects, spanning from independently developed video games to AAA video game trailers, and even some television shows. And I only want to mention that not to brag or anything, but I just want you to know it's sincere advice and it comes from a place of real experience. All right, let's get started. Let's go. The fingers are right. The finger guns are right. Well, I have to put them away. Don't have a permit. The first bit of advice I want to give you is listen to music and sound design that you love. Dissect it and emulate it. Now, assuming you understand music or sound design to some degree, you should already be listening to material that you enjoy, be it from video games or films or TV or albums, you name it. I say this because when you're striving to learn a new technique or new styles, it really helps to work with material that gets you excited, that makes you feel passionate, and is going to drive and motivate you to push yourself further, because it helps a lot. For music and potentially even sound design, I find that a program by Seventh String can be quite useful in dissecting music in particular. It's called Transcribe. You can drop a bit of audio in here and it can help you isolate various elements of the music based on the frequencies. So let's say you want to focus on the bass line, or you want to try and dissect the chord progression, but not let the bass muddy up the separate notes that you're trying to pull apart to understand how the chord voicing is made. You can use this to essentially isolate all of those frequencies, slow it down, and repeat it over and over to really get those elements as clear as you possibly can and transcribe them. Now that's good if you're trying to pull out the actual notation and chords of a piece of music, but if you're wanting to go further and understand the aesthetics of a synth, or how, a bed of strings is sounding how it does, that's a whole different thing, but Transcribe can help with that stuff as well. So I do recommend it. If you've been composing or sound designing up to now and you haven't found yourself working within the likes of a DAW, which is a digital audio workstation, I would recommend checking out Reaper as a starting point. It has some nice plugins for audio. It's got a great community around it, and you can evaluate it for 60 days after you've started using it, which is plenty of time to see if it's the right DAW for you. But with that being said, as good as Reaper is, it does have its limitations, and for me personally, I would recommend getting a paid DAW or trialing some of the paid DAWs that are available out there. I use Cubase 10 Pro. I have used Cubase since Cubase SX, which I can't even tell you how long ago that was. It's on screen right now. That's how long ago Cubase SX came out. Am I showing my age? Okay, great. There's other great options like FL Studio, which I actually started in originally before Cubase SX, whenever it was Fruity Loops. And there's Logic as well for Mac users. And Logic is fantastic. I actually love Logic so much, and I would use it more if I had access to it. So say you want to capture a bit of gameplay from a game you want to dissect and emulate parts of, be it the sound design or the music. You've got the game, great, but you need to record the actual footage of the game and the audio as well, so you can drag that into your DAW. How are you going to do that? Well, there's a great program. I'm actually using it to record this right now, and it's called OBS Studio. It's absolutely free, and it's an amazing open source community built program for just recording footage of all sorts. Live streamers use it. Pretty much every live streamer probably uses some version of OBS. So it's more than capable of capturing a bit of gameplay so you can dissect and emulate it in your DAW. Now, if you want a video on how to set up OBS Studio for doing that specifically, capturing a bit of gameplay and bringing it into your DAW, that whole work process, let me know in the comments below and we'll take a look at that. And if you don't want it, you're getting it anyway. No, it's okay. We'll do other videos. It's fine. If you think that writing for absolutely every single music genre out there is going to help you cast your net wider and get you more work, then you're going about this all wrong. Sure, you might see more opportunities come in, maybe, than if you would if you focused on one particular genre, but being a jack of all trades is an exhausting endeavor. Trust me, we've done it and it just wears you down really fast and you don't get to develop a real wealth of style in genres that you really enjoy working in. I'm not saying stick to one genre for your entire career, but just don't go right away into doing orchestra, electronic, prog power metal, hip hop, traditional Irish, ska, opera, funk, death metal. You get the point. The music that you enjoy listening to and the music you enjoy trying to make, that is the music you want to really try and consider being a genre that you really invest time into becoming a master of. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you invest time into that one genre, you develop a deeper sense of quality than you would if you just kind of skimmed over the details of a whole bunch of genres and did them all to an okay level. It's essentially quality over quantity, and developers will see that 100 miles away. So just really keep that in mind. 100 miles away. Game developers have excellent eyesight. 100 miles away? That is amazing eyesight. I gotta say, incredible eyesight. Why be a game developer if you can see 100 miles away? There's got to be other jobs. Anyway, if you want to write for action games, then focus on music from action games that you enjoy and build up an understanding of what makes the music in that genre so great. Then take from that knowledge what you've learned to fine-tune your sound and make it be unique to you. It is good to be versatile, but do not water down your skill set over a multitude of genres. So you start out with nothing, it leads to perhaps a bunch of bad ideas, which then leads to less bad ideas and some good ideas. And you can see where this is going. The majority of composers and sound designers will probably do 10 times more bad ideas than they do good ideas. And that's just how you get to those points. You can't just sit down and write an absolute banger every time. Some people can, and that's great. Everyone has that moment where they've written something and they've just kind of put it on the shelf and the next day came back to the computer or the piano or whatever, and they've just written something 10 times better right off the bat. And I'm not saying that's going to happen every time. It certainly doesn't for me. I've definitely spent months working on one piece of music that then I was like, it's okay. And I started again and I immediately was getting far better ideas. It's just how it tends to go sometimes. But once you have a handful of songs or sound design examples and you want to make them available somewhere for everybody to see, for music, I would recommend going to SoundCloud, creating an account there and making a nice playlist, which is kind of, locked to either your portfolio of your best hits, or if you've got particular genres that you want to display. Again, careful on doing too many types of genres. Just really try and hone in on the quality and not the quantity. And yeah, you could use SoundCloud for your sound design as well. I know we do for some of our demos. We would use SoundCloud to show off like a UI sounds and various things. But I really think taking sound and putting it to visuals and put it on your YouTube account, assuming you have one, that is going to be far more powerful when you're trying to imagine what a sound is doing to what is being seen on the screen. And if it's dynamic music or just music in general, I actually would argue the same for that as well. If you have a bit of music in a mysterious forest that suits that so well, why not show gameplay of some game that's in a mysterious forest and have your music over the top of it? Record a bit of, say, Skyrim with the music switched off and you're moving around Skyrim, and then put your score over the top of it and put that on YouTube, and immediately you've got something there that people can listen to and really envision what you're trying to create. So that's all the points I want to cover in this video. If you've questions or topics you want to ask about to be covered in future videos, let us know down in the comments section below. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you hated the video, hit the dislike button. Either way, it does help us know. And if you want to see more of this stuff, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to make sure you get all notifications. I've been Chris with Hyperduck Soundworks, and thank you for your time. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.